think they could hear that in Philly.
No, it's just, you've heard the old cliche, it goes fast. It seems like yesterday, you're either hanging on a mountain or jumping off a waterfall, but I'm really proud to have been part of that particular kind of filmmaking where you got a chance to actually feel the rocks, feel the cold water, hang from a helicopter. It was quite an adventure. It's kind of an homage to the era because I'm a product of it and many men like me. We've been very fortunate to have been part of a kind of a genre that just cropped up really in the early 80s, and I don't know how much longer it's going to last. And I thought, let's just try to keep it going as long as we can and bring back some true badasses and some male pattern badness, and let's see what happens.
I've heard you use the term, the last time I saw you, use the term Velcro muscles for what goes on in Hollywood after that era. Talk a little bit about
that. Well, I'm not saying it to be deprecated. It's just a different kind of action star where it's become a little bit more futuristic, a little more scientific, a little more technical, where you don't actually have to spend your life pumping iron, which is not exactly a lot of fun. And you can be creative through CGI and be able to do things that are extraordinary. Actually, I'm a little jealous. So it's a whole different kind of action character, but totally valid because I think each generation has to create their own heroes. And, ours come from the 80s and 90s, and each generation, like I said, will come with and redefine what they like through the heroes they choose to adore.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys have kind of found out from the first movie what the second movie is.
Yeah, when you're doing a film, you're doing an action ensemble, and you have 10 tough guys in it, you say, how do we showcase all their personalities? How do we get the best out there for the audience and still be able to tell a story and still keep the most important thing in an action film, which is the M word, momentum. We have to keep it going. Sometimes you bog down, and that's why quite often they say, where's the backstory? Don't have time for the backstory. That'd be a sequel, the backstory. And just keep going and going. It doesn't quite work that way. Even Rocky doesn't have a backstory. Rocky just, boom, popped up on the street. We don't know where he came from or where he's going. So it's just dealing in the moment. So the tone, everyone's on the same page. It's like you're all playing for the same team and you all have the same playbook. And that's what finally comes about. And that's what takes time usually in sequels. And that's why the second one, if you have it all together, can actually surpass the first one. And I think we certainly achieved that on this one.
Question for Stallone. I was watching Rambo 2 the other day, and you say that you're expendable. And I was wondering if that's where you got the idea for the name, The Expendables.
Yeah, I did. I ripped myself off. Why not? Just a great name. It's either that or The Dependables, which I thought, soon enough. We'll get there. My question.
Did you seriously say that? That's awesome. That's so funny.
Thank you.
Our question is, how has age and getting older affected your methods of continuing to train and maintain your muscles and your athletic ability?
How does, the first part, how does getting older affect the training and the message?
And your methods of training.
Oh, methods. Like methods. Well, we move a little slower, a little lighter, a little bit. Actually, it's become a bit more scientific. When Randy and Terry train, it's a whole other thing. They're more into the iron game. I know I speak for myself because there's only a certain amount of work. Your body is like a machine, and they wear out. Parts wear out, and you have to now change your way of your paradigm, your way of thinking. So I tend to be more into stretching, more into using the own body weight and trying to keep as limber as I can, because otherwise you would just keep snapping tendons, and God knows I know about that.
On behalf of all the women in the room, thank you for the years of muscle and action.
Junior. I said we were in competition, didn't I? And his was, he loved stopping my mom with shit. And together we almost committed suicide. It's okay. Now, actually, he's done so many great ones, but I thought when he did Terminator 2 was it set the standard for years and years to come, really.
Hey, so when was the first time you took that?
I remember him at the Golden Globes. That's what I really remember. And I said, who is this guy? Like as big as the whole table. And it's like, kind of like raining on my parade. And so Rocky wins Best Picture, and it said Best Newcomer. And I'm like, who's he? Jesus. And he keeps staring at me and getting bigger and bigger. And then finally, he goes, Best Newcomer, Arnold Schwarzenegger. I go, come on, no one's gonna, it's a joke. No one has a name like that. Are you kidding me? Dude, over, flash in the pan. And then, of course, I went, congratulations, hope you fail. Like, I didn't need the competition. Then Rocky won for Best Picture after it won for Best Director, and I jumped up like an idiot. I'll never forget. There was a bowl of flowers, you remember? And I said, I have to do something to get something, reaction out of this guy. And I throw the flowers up in the air and I land on his shoulders, and I was laughing all over the table, and he just went, oh, am I gonna, I can just see him saying like, am I gonna cross-pollinate this guy someday? So that's how we met the first time, was at that Golden Globes Award.
I remember when you threw the flowers, and the only other reason why I remember it is because your mother came over to me, and she said to me, you look like a piano mover. Thanks very much for the compliment. I really appreciate it. I loved it. Very good.
My question is to you, Stallone. What was the inspiration to create this film and to get these amazing actors all working together to develop awesome?
It's really simple. If you look back at, for example, when they have revivals, it's usually not one group or one musical group. It's okay, we're having a revival and it's 10 groups that were your favorites back in the day. The Clearwater Revival, there was Lovin' Spoonful, Young Rascals, whatever the group was, the Righteous Brothers. On their own, they may not draw as much attention because time moves on. But as a group, it's fascinating to say, I'll go see that as a group. I thought, why not, doesn't that hold true with action guys? Because the genre is changing. It's becoming more technical, it's becoming more sci-fi, and that's wonderful. So I said, I'd love to go back and revisit the genre, but I sure can't do it alone. And I don't have the clout to do it alone. But together, we bring in some new blood, we bring in some old blood, and then there's strength in numbers, and that's really what it was about. So, together, we equal one strong person. But we're really dedicated to it, we love it, and these guys, they put out for it. But that's really the key, is really, I said, how do we bring it all back into making it relevant? Well, again, because everybody here is a star in their own little world, you put it all together and you have a galaxy. I hope.